Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam to all devotees. Welcome to morning Amrut Vani program. His Grace Rupavilas Prabhuji will be delivering the Amrut Vani. Before that, Bhaktin Sneha Barkol Mataji will be reading the Nama Amrita. Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone once again.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Qualifications and disqualifications for understanding and chanting the holy name. Only the devotee can understand the transcendental nature of Krishna's name, the demigods to Lord Krishna in the womb of Devi. O Lord, your transcendental name and form are not ascertained by those who merely speculate on the path of imagination. Your name, form, and attributes can be ascertained only through devotional service, as stated in the Padma Purana. Atha Shri Krishna Namadi na bhavet graham indriya sevo mukhe hi jivado swayam eva spurati adha. Atha Shri Krishna Namadi na bhavet graham indriya sevo mukhe hi jivadi swayam eva spurati adha. No one can understand the transcendental nature of the name, form, quality, and pastimes of Sri Krishna through his materially contaminated senses. Only when one becomes spiritually saturated by transcendental services to the Lord are the transcendental name, form, quality, and pastimes of the Lord revealed to him. Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu 1.2.234. One cannot understand the transcendental nature of the name, form, quality, and pastimes of Sri Krishna through one's materially contaminated senses. Only when one becomes spiritually saturated by transcendental service to the Lord are the transcendental name, form, quality, and pastimes of the Lord revealed to him. Since Krishna and his transcendental name, form, and activities are all of a transcendental nature, ordinary persons or those who are only slightly advanced cannot understand them. Sevamukhe hi jivado swayam eva spriti adha. Krishna's transcendental name, form, attributes, and activities can be revealed only when one engages in his service in full consciousness. This confirms Krishna's own words in Bhagavad Gita 18.55. Bhaktya mama bijanati yavan yam chasmi tattvata yattato mam tattvato gyatva vishate tat adantaram. One can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead as he is only when by devotional service. And when one has full consciousness of the Supreme Lord, by such devotee, he can enter into the kingdom of God. Only by Seva Mukhe, by engaging oneself in the Lord's service, one can realize the name, form, and qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord is also known as Giridhari or Girivaradhari, because Lord, for the sake of his devotees, lifted Govardhan hill. The devotees appreciate the Lord's inconceivable strength, but devotees, in spite of directly perceiving the Lord's inconceivable strength and power, regard the Lord's activities as fictitious. This is the difference between a devotee and a non-devotee. Non-devotees cannot give any nomenclature for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yet the Lord is known as Shyama Sundar and Giridhari. Similarly, the Lord is known as Devaki Nandan and Yashoda Nandan because he accepted the role of son for Mother Devaki and Mother Yashoda. And he is known as Gopala because he enjoyed the sport of maintaining the cows and calves. Therefore, although he has no mundane name, he is addressed by devotees as Devaki Nandan, Yashoda Nandan, Gopal, and Shyam Sundar. These are all transcendental names that only devotees can appreciate and non-devotees cannot. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.2.36. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. श्री श्री राधा रास बिहारी भगवान की जय, ललिता सती विशाखा माता की जय, गिरिराज गोवर्धन महाराज की जय, सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की जय, गौरांग निताय महाप्रभु की जय, शील प्रभुपाद की जय, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami महाराज की जय, समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय, मॉर्निंग चैंटिंग प्रोग्राम की जय. Very important. Srila Prabhupada said that devotion means devotional service. Many people say that we are devotees. हम मन में भक्ति करते हैं, हम चैंटिंग करते हैं, मन में सब करते हैं, बाहर दिखावा नहीं करते हैं. But bhaktya mam abhijanati. Lord clearly says it is by bhaktya. And what is the meaning of bhaktya? Rishikena Rishikesha sevaya bhaktya uchyate. Bhakti uttama bhakti. By engaging our senses in the service of Rishikesh, who is the controller of the senses, we will be able to understand the Lord. And seva mukho hi jivahadu. Jiva, that is the tongue, is the first element or the first indriya that has to be engaged in service. And how that has to be engaged in the service? By chanting the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Second thing that we have to do by using our tongue, eating prasad, honoring prasad. We should use our tongue for glorifying the Vaishnavas, glorifying the Lord. Then by doing this, the first step, we will be able to, hear about the Lord and hear from the Vaishnavas. Then we'll be able to use our hand in the service of Lord, legs in the service of Lord, and all other senses in the service of Lord. Yesterday in Chaitanya Charitamrita, we discussed that unless and until we do not serve a Uttamadhikari, we do not become a servant of a Uttamadhikari, it's very, very difficult to progress in the spiritual life. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself said, what is my position? I am Gopi Bhartaru Das Das Dasanu Das. He told it 7 times that I am Das 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 Dasanu Das. Why? Because that is the normal position of a Jivatma. Jivatma's position is part and parcel of Lord, and to love and serve is the constitutional position. Unless and until we do not come to that position and we do not have a higher taste for our senses, higher taste for seeing, higher taste for hearing, higher taste for the tongue, our senses will drag us in the Maya seva. Our senses will be engaged in, inferior energy seva. And that is how we get trapped in this material world. We have to engage our senses, especially the tongue, in the higher service. And that is chanting of the holy name and glorification of the holy names and the Vaishnavas. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. And this is the first qualification to understand the Lord.